makes it very difficult when you're doing this. Don't mind stuff out. Just got an email about that. So holy cow. I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated. Sandra's frustrated. Like, she's the one that deals with all the, I guess you could say, the rental aspect of the property. I also got dealt a new job today, which I think is kind of cool. I mean, it's because I live here anyway, so I'm going to always be here at the property. So I have been officially dubbed property security guard. So she's like, you can be a little frightening, you know? Because some people came over here that are acquaintances, friends of, I don't know, of one of the residents here. And the resident's really cool guy. He's the guy that, like, if anything goes wrong on the property, he's the guy you go to. Well, these two showed up. He had to leave because, of course, he's got stuff to do and whatnot, but they were still here, and they were rummaging around on the dry, what do they call it, dry storage units that are at the back of the property. And they're known for, you know, being quite shady individuals. And so they went back there and let them know, hey, you can't be here unless you're with your chaperone, or an escort, property escort. That means the residents here, if they are not here on the property, then their friends shouldn't be. And so if you're going to bring friends on the property, you are responsible for them. So Danny's a great guy. Like, he's awesome. He's a hard worker. He's constantly getting stuff done here at the property. But he also works away from the property during the day. So because he's away more often than not, I'm here and I have access to all the security cameras. So I can keep an eye on the dry storage and stuff. So yeah, that was fun. But I'm frustrated. We're all frustrated because today is Saturday, and I talked about this last night, last night's live stream. We were supposed to get in there today to start taping off, get the painting done. Then the pro clean, after the painting was done, the professional cleaners are coming in to do an entire deep clean of the property. That means shampooing the carpets, getting the walls done, you know, all that kind of stuff that you do when you do a massive deep clean. That means like light switches, putting new bulbs in, all that kind of stuff. That's all paid for the cleaning deposit that you pay when you first move in. That pays to have a professional cleaning done at the end of the day. At the end of when you move out, right? So that is a non-refundable deposit that's stated in the contract. You agree to it or you don't. If you don't agree to it, you don't move into the property. So you pay that, and that goes to paying to have professionals come in and do a full house cleaning. Now, this is a 2-story house, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Therefore, of course, it's going to cost a bit more because you've got to tow equipment up and down the stairs. And we also got permission for something really cool today. But they're still not here. It's now noon. It's 12:30. They were supposed to be here this morning to get all his equipment out of the house so that we could get in and paint. And he's not here. And he messaged and said, well, my girlfriend will be over there to do a cleanup. But she's not. So and we've messaged them several times. I even messaged a minute ago and I said, hey, are you close by? Is somebody close by that can bring the keys? We need to get into the property. We need to start taping off. We've got to get this ball moving. We've got to get this painting done. Our move-in is on the 1st. Like, Monday is our move-in. But to do that, we need to do all the steps first. Like, that's part of the move-in process. And we still haven't had 0 response. No answer back. No nothing. So very frustrated. Because here we are, like, it's 12:30 and we're waiting on somebody else that was already supposed to be done. They were supposed to be moved out, like, meaning all their stuff moved out on the 15th. That was their last day of residence here. Then he had a week. They gave him a week to get everything construction-wise done in there, right? So renovation wise, I guess would be the word. To renovate out the windows, so pull the 2 windows out and the door frame out, drywall it in. That was supposed to be done. So they got that finished. Cool. But that was it. But they didn't even get that done until this past Wednesday. So that was supposed to be done forever ago, because then that way, after that was done, they would have gotten authorization and approval for. They did, however, thank goodness that they know people, because they were able to get them to come out and check up, get thumbs up to the what do they call it? It's a code. They come out and check for code and whatnot, and authorize whether or not something is up to code. They got that done, and today we found out, yes, we have been approved to take out the fire exit. We have the other one. They were able to show that they have the other exit, which is by any means safer, because it closes and you don't have to risk any children or smaller children or animals falling through. So that got approved, so we can take the fire pole out. It can completely come out of there. So let's just say that I am excited. We're taking it out and we are removing that wall that is up there. That will open that loft space up to being an actual loft, a proper loft. And we're going to put on the top of the wall that goes to the staircase, because you got it's like counter height wall that goes to the staircase. So what we're going to do is that wall right there, we're going to go from the wall up. We're not going to wall it in, because I thought about that at first. I was like, well, could we just wall it in right there? But we don't want to wall that spot in. We want to be able to see down the staircase if need be. But we are going to add, like a baluster or banister or whatever you want to call it on the top part of it. That's going to go really good with the theme of the house and go up to the ceiling. So they're not going to just be like a certain height. That would look stupid. We want to just go from there all the way up. And that way it's like a half wall there, but then you've got the safety feature of the close-in of the banister type thing around that area, which will be really cool, because then that spot there, if Sarah would like to set up a Christmas tree or something for her little one upstairs during the holidays, they've got that spot. And she can use the other spot for putting up a seating area, all his toys. Like, he's gonna have his big bedroom area as well. Like, his bedroom is huge. They thought, I don't know why, but Sandra thought that I was going to take the one room and Sarah was going to take the other upstairs with the baby, bedroom sharing with her. And that the downstairs we were going to just kind of utilize as like an office space or whatnot. That's a great idea. You know what I mean? Like, that's not a bad idea. However, Sarah wants to be able to, at night, put the baby to bed and have her space away from the baby so that she can conversate with friends, have some mom time that doesn't entail her having to be completely quiet to not disturb him. She wants to be able to laugh with her friends and have, sit back and maybe have a drink once or twice. That would be fine. But you can't do that when you have a baby bedroom sharing with you, especially after a year old. Like, he's over a year old now. And he needs to have his own space. So I told him, I was like, yeah, no, he's going to be sleeping in that's going to be his bedroom. She goes, he's going to have that huge bedroom? Because she was like, you sure you don't want that king-size bed? And I was like, yeah, no, I really don't. It's not going to fit downstairs. And she goes, well, you're not going to use the upstairs? And I was like, no, that's going to be for Sarah and the baby. Like, that's going to be their floor. So for her and the baby. And then I'm going to be taking the downstairs. And so she was like, that's actually pretty smart. I was like, yeah, because, she's a grown up and whatnot, and it's already bad enough that she can't really live alone just yet until, like, she's really, really, like, got good control of her procedures. Be buying a few hours into prep roasting and stuff and finish cleaning before I leave. Okay, so he says I'm getting the keys today. Before he leaves out of here today, I will have the keys in hand. Sure. We'll see about that. He said he'll be here in a few hours. In a few hours. That means by 4 p.m. Really? So no painting today. Guys, I'm so frustrated. I can't even right now. You guys don't even know. I'm so frustrated. Can you tell? This lighting is horrible. The color of my face is because the sun is bouncing off of my burgundy maroon colored van and coming in through the window. But anyway, needless to say, I'm frustrated. And I don't know if I'm wrong at being frustrated at this point or if that's a rightful frustration. So yeah, I'm very frustrated. I just wanted to get in there and get the freaking painting done so that we can have the professionals. So we ended up calling the lady because she couldn't come in to do it. Like, she can't. There's still all this construction stuff in there. So she's not coming until the 3rd because she's not available on the 1st. So we get to kind of leave our furniture kind of centered in the middle of the room until the 3rd, because she's going to come in on the 3rd and do a full deep clean of the property on the 3rd. That's awkward when you think about that. That is awkward. That means not really unloading our stuff out of the RV till after the 3rd, because we don't want our stuff in the way of her doing a full, proper deep clean. So we're gonna have the air mattresses, so we'll deflate the air mattress. We'll use the playpen for right now until after the 3rd, because this way we can just collapse that and put it back in here. So we're not even gonna move our RV from this spot. We have weird weather here, and yeah. So technically, we'll be able to sleep in there on the 1st to get out of the RV and actually be in a proper area. We'll set the air mattresses up. When she comes in on the 3rd, we'll deflate the air mattresses, put them in their bags, bring them into the RV. We'll be where it's air conditioned. She can do her full cleanup in there. We won't be in her way. She can do a full deep clean. We'll leave our stuff here in the refrigerator type stuff. But like she said, we can just put our stuff in the fridge over there. The cleaner did. She goes, I'm not going to mess with your fridge because the fridge should have already been cleaned out. I'll look at it and see if there's anything that needs to be done, but I've already looked at it. It's completely scrubbed clean. Like, it is brand spanking new. It was sunny and now getting thunderstorms. Sounds like Florida. But she said she didn't have a problem with us putting our refrigerated food in, which is totally. And what I'll probably do is take a basket and grab some of our other groceries to bring in there. But other than that, we're not going to put anything else in there because she's got to be able to clean like a proper deep clean. So frustration level 90 million, because this is stuff we should have been able to have done before the 1st. So I paid all my moving cost today. So everything is paid now. We're paid in full. Everything's ready to go, other than him getting his shit out and us getting a cleaning crew in there. I told her, I said, you know what? I've almost told her, just cancel the lady. Like, what's the point? You know what I mean? Like, but that lady gets paid when she gets to do this. So no, let her get paid, because I would hate to find out that somebody said, no, don't worry about it, I'll just do it. No, I'm gonna let them do the full cleanup. This time is above 40. So frustration level. Whew. But yeah, I have officially been dumped and given title of property security management, which I think is kind of cool and whatnot. And she said she'll discuss with me an adjustment to the rent for payment of me keeping the property secure. I have access now to like all the cameras. I get to keep an eye on the property, see who's coming and going, and the thing dings whenever somebody comes through the gate or when the gate gets open, so it lets you know. And then when anybody motion comes by, it's really highly sensitive next to the barn. On either side of the barn, the camera things are very highly sensitive, even to animals. So it catches even like cats or dogs or anything that comes by through the property cameras. It turns on all the lights, which is totally fine with me. And then we are putting in outdoor ceiling fans on it's called a veranda. Is it a veranda? A veranda? Yeah. Under the, whatever you call this thing. That's outside. But anyway, we're putting on the outside porch, patio, gazebo thing. It's huge. It's a big structure. It's connected to the bay that connects to the house. So that structure, we are putting in 2 ceiling fans because that thing is probably roughly 20 feet, 25 feet wide by 25 feet. It's a big square. But we're putting in 2 ceiling fans, outdoor ceiling fans, to circulate the air because it's really stagnant under there because the way the building is set, it blocks wind. So anytime there's wind or whatever, if you step out to the sides of the building, you get blasted. But once you step right into that one spot where the veranda, whatever the hell that thing is, there's no movement of air. And so it's hot outside and it's stagnant right there. You're just like, it's so bad. So the goal is to put the ceiling fans there. We got the money from selling the bunk bed and the king bed. So that gives us $200 per fan. And that's their money. It's not mine. It's their money because that's their furniture. We got those sold. So now we get to, I'm going to go in and order them because like she said, you are going to be here. The stuff will be delivered here. So you're going to be here. You know, I'll be able to get the stuff. And then the guy that's doing all the electricity out here, he's going to install them. So that's kind of cool. Got to go online. I'm going to go through quite a few different places and price compare. I may even go over to Home Depot or Lowe's and take a real good look. I know Lowe's I can get a really good discount, which are better, and go over and get a really good discount on like a ceiling fan, like the outdoor ceiling fans. Her husband, he's so funny because he tries to micromanage everything or tries to tell you like the and I was like, can you not, like, I know what I'm doing. I don't need your assistance in this, and I don't need you to, oh no, you need to do this. I get it, you're a man, and you totally are one of those firm believers in manly man. I don't need to measure it. And I was like, yeah, no. Hey, Rick, could you come measure this for me? I know exactly what size fans we're getting, so Rick came over and measured it. I know what size fans to get. And his wife was killing me because she was like, go away, don't you have something to do? This is not your project. You have other projects. Go take care of your projects. We 2 women, we have this project covered. So, it's cute. We got this taken care of. Oh man. He's like really old school, he's like not a believer in like women doing hard work or hard labor or like women getting their hands dirty or working in mechanics. He's not like, he doesn't think that like that should be things women should be doing, and women should definitely not be working jobs that would make them the like head of or management of or boss of mechanically, like say like his daughter, or it's actually Sandra's daughter, but his stepdaughter, who is she's a diesel engineer and she works for a shop and she is now the head boss, like she's head honcho. And he was like, yeah, I would have never worked under you, I would have left. I was like, he goes, yeah, no, that's not a job a woman should be the boss of. And I'm like, why? Because she doesn't have the education. Like, what would it be that makes her not capable of doing that? He's like, I mean, it's not that she's not capable. I was like, then tell me, why would it be a problem as a man to work under a woman under that field? Like, I want to understand, so I'm not trying to fight. I just want to understand, like, what and why is that your mentality? That I will not work for a woman in that kind of field. Why? What is it about her and her, like, if she's just as educated, if she went to the same school and she got the same licensing and she's been doing this for, what, almost 15 years? And she's now, like, the head owner, like, she's got ownership now of the shop that they do things, and she is a diesel engineer. Like, she does, like, all the, like, constructing and building of diesel engines. Diesel, whatever, if it has to do with diesels, she knows it. And she said, like, the crap she puts up with from guys in that, like, at the place that she works, she's like, I would never, like, if I was a man, I would I'd never get these questions. If I was a man, I'd never get this kind of backlash. If I was a man, I would never have this much trouble getting certain things done if I was a guy. She goes, but because I'm a woman, I really struggle day to day. I was like, I'd fire him. I'd fire him. I'd be like, you can't work here and you can't do what you're asked, or you're going to question my authority when it comes to things. Like, I understand if you're questioning something because you know dang well that what I'm ordering or asking it from you is going to be completely wrong, and you can show that it's wrong, that, hey, I'm not doing that because this is going to be the result of that. Otherwise, shut your mouth and do your job. If you wouldn't ask that of a male boss, why are you asking it of a female boss? So, I just thought that was crazy. But anyway, I'm super frustrated. A few hours? Are you kidding me? A few hours. I want to cry. I want to cry. Oh my god. You guys, can I cry? Am I allowed to cry? I'm so frustrated. You guys don't even know. The fact that we can't even do our full move-in on the 1st is, I think, the more frustrating thing. Like, we're all paid up, and we're going to be pretty much bouncing between the house and the RV for a few days, which is frustrating. Did you hear what I said earlier? He just messaged. He'll be here in a few hours to clean everything out, and then give me the keys before he leaves the property. A few hours.
Well,
It's almost
out there at night and
it's not even that. It's the fact that we could have called what's her name today, because Sandra canceled her for work today, so that she can come out and clean the house, like do a full cleanup, and then we can paint after it's all fully washed. All the walls supposed to get washed. Now she's not coming till the 3rd because he didn't make it clear when he was coming out. Well, now he's not coming until 4 o'clock. Huh?
we can still go in there and sweep the stuff.
Yeah, well, no, that's what him and his girlfriend are coming over to do, is sweep everything up. He's got a shop vac and stuff, and then he's got the proper, what do they call that? Ventilator? Because you got to wear a ventilator with that powder. You can't be in there, like, trying to sweep that stuff. You'll throw that crap in the air and then breathe that in. Yeah, it's all, like all the drywall powder. I don't know what they call that. I just know you're not supposed to breathe it. So, yeah. Talk about frustrating, though. Which means, like, we're going to use our mattresses, Sarah, and his playpen for the first couple of days, because the 3rd, we got to take everything out so she can deep clean, because she's not coming till the 3rd. And at first I was just going to have Sandra cancel her and just tell her never mind for this time around, but that would be taking a paycheck from her, and I think that that's not okay. So we got to let her get in there and get that cleaned up. And she'll also do like the full, like the washer dryer. She'll do like the venting and all that kind of stuff, like the traps and all that in it. So those will all get scrubbed out and cleaned, which is really smart. You should do that anyway with your washers and dryers. Like your lid trapping and all that, you want to get all that cleaned out. Your washer, like the washer that's in there, that's one thing you need to make sure you clean the traps out of that as well. If you didn't know that, look on your washer's manual stuff, it'll tell you about your washer's traps. Because the washing machine, when you wash in it, and stuff comes off, like, you know, like heavier soils and dirts and stuff like that, there's a trap down at the inside of the washer that collects all that stuff. If your washer isn't draining fast anymore, or is draining too slow, or your laundry still comes out feeling really wet, it's because of that. Samantha, hi. So yeah. But yeah, just I don't know. I don't know if I'm a jerk for it. I know Sarah got frustrated earlier too about the whole fact that we didn't know. We've been really, really like respectful and nice and kind of like trying to stay out of their way, when in fact we should have been pushing and being very pushy about, hey, come on, get this done. We're moving in on the 1st, and there is stuff he wasn't even the resident in there anymore. He's not the tenant anymore. So frustrating. So frustrating. We could have been a bit more pushy with him about, hey, this was supposed to be the schedule. This was the plan. So, yeah. And that didn't happen. You know. Did you see your little teeny turd? Mississippi. Nice. So, anyway, now we get to just sit here and wait until 4 o'clock. So what I probably should do is look and order the primer and paint. I love how you should have been out there, Sarah. I almost wanted to choke because I was trying not to laugh, but Sandra didn't help anything because she kept giggling. Al's trying to tell me about how much paint I'm gonna need for the for the rooms, and I was like, Al, I need to measure the wall, the wall space, because the cans of paint, when you order a can of paint, like the gallon of paint, it'll tell you what like spatial footage it covers. So like calm down, because I have to do the living room into the kitchen wall, and then the entirety of the master bedroom, the downstairs bedroom. By the way, guys, I can't show it to you, it's on my phone. I did a mock-up of the room layout of the master bedroom, so that I could show you guys what it looks like, but then of course I'm on my phone right now, of how I'm gonna sort of lay it out. I didn't really have too good of things to cut it out, like to do the cutouts, so I kind of just made a closet in the master, or the downstairs master. So yeah, that's that. But I made a mock-up of the room, so I'll have to like post that. But anyhow, I need to do the entirety of the master bedroom. I was looking online, and I was gonna do like an accent wall or / accent walls, but the way that room is shaped, the awkwardness of them, it just made more sense to just do all the walls the same color, get all the walls painted, and then get a kind of a feel for like where we want to kind of accent. And I think the accent might end up just being the small wall with the window, which is where the desk is going to go. So it will be behind the desk, and it won't be like, it won't be by the headboard, stuff like that. So I'm not exactly sure yet. At first I was going to wall that got closed in as the accent wall that was going to, but the bed's not going to be on there, so it doesn't make sense to accent that as the accent wall. And I don't want the accent being at the side of the bed. I want it at the head of the bed, but then the area where the bed is going to go, that's also the area where the door is to the room. So I'm not exactly sure yet. We're going to go with a very lightly like creamed coffee color in that room. Like it's going to be very light, creamy, like really creamy color. So we're gonna kind of do it like a really light, like cappuccino color. So that's kind of the color I'm going for in the master room, because I'm going with like a really muted, neutral colors. I had kind of a really muted, neutral color room back when I was in the military, and I absolutely loved it. To this day, it's still my absolute favorite design that I ever did in a room. It was gorgeous. I have photos of that room, and it was just absolutely gorgeous. My bathroom was all done in like light browns, dark browns, and like the shower curtain. I had these big cherubs on the shower curtain that were all done in like creams and browns and taupes. I mean, it was beautiful. The room was beautiful, and I think I'm going to do that same type of thing with this space. It just feels very adult and very like luxurious. Like the color scheme and the way that the tones sit together just makes you feel like you're vacationing. It feels very cozy and yet airy all at the same time. So that's what I'm going to do again. And I'm looking forward to it. would be like a gallon. I was like, you do realize I'm painting the entire bedroom. I'm almost certain it's going to take more than a gallon of paint. Yeah, I'm almost certain it's going to take more than a gallon of paint. And not only that, but we're not doing it with a paint primer in one. We are priming the walls first. One, because construction has been done on those walls. You need to prime them. You need to prime the walls. And so we're standing there, we're talking, and I'm like, and the living room and kitchen area is a dark color, really dark. But we just had construction on the one wall, so now it's bare wall there. It has not ever been primed. So the whole thing needs to be primed. And he goes, where'd you learn all this stuff? And I'm like, experience. From doing this stuff on multiple occasions. You learn from simple mistakes, but you also learn when you have people that you know in the construction industry. And also, Tyler said the same thing. He does this stuff for a living. He was like, make sure you prime your walls first. And I was like, yeah. I go, I've already tried paint primer in one, and I didn't like the results. And seeing as that we're going 4 shades lighter than the wall is now, it's a lot harder to cover up darker paints like that. So even if it is a paint and primer in one, after a little while, if you don't put several layers on, you're going to have the dark color bleed through your light color. You're going to start noticing your dark color looks more and more like darkened, and you don't want that. So you're going to prime everything, and we are going to prime the heck out of it. I see a vehicle. Oh, it's just the construction guy. He's supposed to come get me if he's ready to get the bid. So hold on one moment, because he's supposed to come over here and get me because he's gonna load the. Let me know as soon as you need me, sir. So anyway, I'm gonna go. He's getting ready to load the bunk bed, so I gotta go open the garage and stuff for him. Anyway, I will stream again later. All right, guys.